Well, yes. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. So many things to talk about.
I think you should begin with an apology, for offending Tom, for badgering the poor guy.
I'll be honest, I was thinking about this, and people aren't going to like this who are already against me. And believe me, I paid attention to Twitter yesterday to some extent, and plenty of people said it was Brady's fault. Plenty said it was mine. The people who said it was my fault, when you look at their avatar, they have like the fake rings and
TB12 jerseys.
Yeah, they're just total.
Those are my people.
Complete losers.
Thornton Nation.
Thornton Nation,
happy with you.
another loser. So you go through the whole thing, but it all gets scrubbed anyway, right? I mean, I dared to criticize the Boston Red Sox on the airwaves yesterday, so that got scrubbed, as we know, at the start of the show. No one told me that, of course.
I would love to find out what you said. I tried to get it.
Just to give you an idea of where we work now, if you make fun of the Red Sox at this station, management takes the audio off on demand. That happens, and nobody, of course, tells me about it because, why would you tell me? It's only me, only my words, only my show.
Well, they're not going to tell you because they're hoping it slips past you and you don't get into it on the air.
Whatever slips past me.
You didn't know till this morning, right?
Yeah, but I had an idea. I got a couple of tweets yesterday.
I tried to listen to it on demand and couldn't find it. And
these guys don't tell me, right?
I honestly didn't know.
Okay, Chris knew.
Well, what's he supposed to do? Call you up right away?
Yes,
just to ruin your day?
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Kirk, I don't know if you noticed, you're a little volatile. You're a little fragile.
I'm in a mood today for sure. I was in one yesterday as well, but I'm in one today. And to answer your question, if anyone should apologize, truthfully, and people aren't going to like this, Tom Brady should call up and apologize to us.
My apologize.
Truthfully, I don't think he should, but if you're going to say should somebody apologize, and I don't think he should, if you can't go on the air and take a couple of semi-hard questions, which weren't even, and we're paying you for that, and you hang up the phone, you should probably say, you know what? In retrospect, I probably should have hung in there. Sorry about that, guys. It won't happen again.
So why are you complaining? You went global. I mean,
I'm not complaining at all.
It was probably going to be a pretty boring, mundane,
no question,
Monday interview.
I know. Brad asked the Des Bryant question. That was pretty good.
But Des Bryant is a good question. But other than that, I was wondering what you were going to talk about.
Me too.
You asked about a preseason game, which is not like you.
Well, that's
but
the
I know
first
why you
question
did
in the
it
interview.
because
that's what you do.
But, right, there's nothing much better.
Right.
I mean, Des Bryant was good to get into. You don't start with that, though.
We didn't.
And the receiver question is a very good question. We've talked about it with him before, but on the heels of Decker, retiring, I guess.
He took a few shots at Decker, too, some subtle jabs, saying that, competition weeds out the weak ones.
And, saying it's a graduate-level offense.
Right.
Well, it was a way of saying some guys aren't smart enough.
I mean, let's just be honest. Like, he's not happy right now. He's clearly not.
That's a good point.
The Guerrero thing masks a bunch of other stuff, which is he's not happy with Belichick. He's not happy with the situation. He knows this team is not as good as his team usually is, and he's upset. And for some reason, and it's completely inconsistent, as I said yesterday 50 times, that's his prerogative. He's welcome to it. But to sit there and trot Guerrero around as your co-author and put him on that documentary, and then when you ask questions about Guerrero, act like you aren't going to answer those questions is completely inconsistent by any definition.
But he doesn't like follow-ups, and when he says, I'm not talking about that, he doesn't want any more follow-ups.
Well, here's the issue, though, Gerry. He continued to talk about it. So once he did that, and we can play it again, and I heard people debate it ad nauseum yesterday, and you can call in if you want. We can debate it all day. But, I said, okay, we're good. Once he sort of did that thing where I'm not going to talk about it anymore, I said, all right, fine, we're good. Evan, go ahead. Ask your question, and then Brady continued to talk about it.
I think he misheard that or something to Evan because he didn't know.
Okay,
Evan,
well, I don't know about his hearing, but so that happened, and then I decided, okay, well, he was talking about it, let's go. And I asked him the horrendously inappropriate question of, was he on the sideline?
Right.
After, by the way, buttering him up and saying that when I talked to Guerrero in Minnesota.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed.
Well, you name dropped him. That was a name drop, right?
Yeah, well, I was just trying to. I was trying to loosen them up a little bit, and he didn't want to do it. And again, it doesn't work that way. Like, you can't be Guerrero's buddy like he is and do all this stuff and then not answer questions about it. Sorry, that's gonna. People are gonna. Dale's gonna. I had a poll up, and people care about. Shut up. People care about Alex Guerrero. It's a big topic. I feel like yesterday may have validated that. I don't know. You can look at the clicks or the ratings. Dale can put up all the polls he wants and slant them any way he wants to get Patriots fans to say
Chatham was doing a lot of voting.
Say what a great guy he is.
It's a stupid
Matt
idea.
Chatham and Rob Ninkovich of the world, and of course Ninkovich. Yes.
But Dale knows it's not honest. You can't say. I mean, you get Thornton Nation shows up for those things and votes and lies. I mean, they lie. And I thought Thornton's. I mean, you were you killing Thornton on this?
No.
Curtis was.
What Thornton?
The column that he wrote.
Well, it's terrible.
I thought it was good.
It's bad as all his columns are.
No, his columns are good. He's a good writer.
What was good about that column?
It's written for his base, his people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's pandering. It's not
He
real.
said in the story, Jerry, that this put the Guerrero thing to bed. It did the opposite.
Yeah, but that's what he does. I mean, you know his target audience. You know his people.
Illogical.
They're just
knuckle dragging.
They're the ones
fanboys.
with the logos, the
Right,
avatars.
they're the ones who hate us because we dared ask
But no,
questions.
they don't. They don't honestly.
I'd
hate
ask
you.
the Matt Chathams and the Rob Ninkoviches and the other morons of the world. Were they, when Tom versus Time came out, did they say, this isn't about football? Why is this on? Were they were super critical of Brady, right?
Not really.
Like Ninkovich was ripping Brady left and right.
Oh, he hated that book
Did
too
he?
because it wasn't about football.
I mean, Ninkovich tends to get really angry at times, then it goes away, and then he gets really angry, and his nuts are small, and like all that stuff. I get that. And I saw him tweeting at people like challenging him to fights.
Yes.
20 Guest Street, stupid, if you can find it. I'm here every single day, you dummy.
I think he's on with Dale and Keefe today, right?
Good. Yeah, well, hey, and how's my new book? Good. Congratulations, Dale. Congratulations. I cannot wait to friggin' wipe my friggin' stool work with that book.
About an hour ago, I put up a
I
poll
met
on Twitter.
Eddie Shore one time. He couldn't have been a nicer man. Oh, yeah? He hated your friggin' guts, Dale.
I haven't even made to 6:10 yet. We already full meltdown.
We're going to, and this will be wonderful today. And we're going to go around the league. Woo, wee, bee. Good point, Rich. Oh, you're so funny. Is it noon 30 yet?
How's the poll doing, Curtis? Have you
It
checked?
says, as a fan of the Patriots, do you care about Alex
These-
Guerrero?
oh,
Just
hold on.
yes or no?
Dale, not so much fun, Dale, all right? Relax.
Dale knows that's totally dishonest. Those aren't real.
I mean, do you see the dishonesty in that?
And you can just judge by the clicks on
So
the website.
right,
Any
right.
Brady Guerrero
It's
stuff,
stupid.
the most read
It's-
stuff.
I'm not even having that.
It's
One of them-
disingenuous.
somebody did a
I'm not
poll.
taking calls from these
Ridiculous.
idiots today saying that nobody cares
Nobody
about Alex
cares,
Guerrero.
Kirk.
Well, Guerrero is the core, is the root. I understand people don't care about Alex Guerrero giving Tom Brady a massage. Understood. But if you can go second level, like Rob Ninkovich, probably smart guys like Ninkovich can do, he's the root of the Brady-Belichick situation.
And Dale Arnold is the one reporting that the Guerrero was part of the extension, the contract reworking.
Yes.
With the incentive bonus, incentive clauses in there. Dale reported that he was told that Guerrero is a component of that. And perhaps the real answer here is that he was told no more talking about Guerrero, and he probably agreed. We're moving on. It's not an issue.
Who was told that?
Brady and Belichick,
Oh.
and in
I thought
as part of
Dale
this.
was told that.
Dale was. I mean, you can get it. He's the sound. He said.
No, I thought you meant management told Dale not to talk about it.
No.
Okay.
Dale.
Management told Reamer not to talk about it.
Yeah, we did a half hour on it last night.
You said before the show they said
we
only
did,
half
we,
hour.
did a half hour on it last night. It was good.
Yeah, but before the show you told us you can
it
only
was-
talk about it for a half hour.
We went to Leibovich stuff. It was good.
What are you upset about?
Nothing. It's fine. It's fine.
No, but you
I
told
don't know.
us before.
Yeah, right. Well, we
No, but before the show you told us you can only talk about it for half an hour.
we opened up with it. Yeah,
No, that's not what you said before the show.
and then I moved on to something else.
No, but you said before the show you told
Yes,
me and
you
Gerry.
did.
That's
And
not
then
what you're
I
saying now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, well, I
No, it's
moved
not.
on to something else after half an hour.
Are you gonna cry?
I'm not gonna cry. It's fine, Kirk. I'm not gonna cry.
I mean, you want to go back to AAA? Go back to AAA.
I don't wanna
leave
go
us.
back-
Leave
No, I
us
don't wanna
out
go
of
back
here.
to
I mean,
AAA, no.
fine. Continue. We'll talk. The adults can talk. Go ahead.
Here's all I'm going to say to
Can we
Ninkovich.
get somebody else in here?
By the way,
Yeah.
someone else did a poll. I forget who it was. We talked about it on who do you blame, Minahan or Brady, and I voted for you like 3 times. It didn't
Yeah.
matter. You still lost in a
So
landslide.
far, 1,424 of you have voted. 87% says no.
Dale, here's something. Dale knows
It
this.
doesn't. It's just
Dale
it's-
knows this. And so, by the way, Dunikovich and Chatham, I'm just going to let you in a little secret. When it comes to the New England Patriots and Tom Brady, people care about everything. They care about Guerrero. They care about his diet. They care about his family. They care about everything he does, everything he says. We talk to him every week, and oftentimes he says nothing.
Well, used to, yeah.
Well, we used to.
Right.
And oftentimes it's fairly mundane and routine and boring, and it doesn't matter. It gets great numbers because it's Tom Brady. It's like I used to say in the old days when in doubt, write about Larry Bird or talk about Larry Bird.
Never heard you
cared
say
about,
that before.
People care about everything he does, everything he says. He's that kind of character. He's that kind of leading man in our lives. They care about Guerrero. Of course they do.
Right.
When they vote Dale, they lie.
Stupid. I mean, just the fact that people are voting on that dumb poll shows you that. I mean, imagine voting on that poll. Wow. Oh, Dale has a poll today. Let's vote on it.
Dale
Jesus.
knows they care.
I know,
about
but
Guerrero.
Dale's life is pretending and pandering to Twitter, and that's why he went from whatever. It's
13% care.
Wow.
What does Keefe say? Does he
Keefe had my back.
Challenge him?
care.
Before they got to the Red Sox,
87%
when they did 4 minutes on it, Keefe had my back on it. And Dale was sort of
87%. I would say maybe there's a couple people who don't care. Generally, want to talk football.
No, I don't think people
But
actually.
I would say almost every Patriots fan cares about this.
Right, but I don't think people actually care about Alex Guerrero and his work with Brady. I think people care about the palace intrigue that involves Guerrero and how
course.
he's driven. He's the vibe. Belichick yesterday with Lou and Christian said the guy, he managed to do the impossible. He answered a question about Alex Guerrero. Wow, what guts.
Belichick seemed relaxed yesterday. with
Yeah,
those
he
guys.
He did. He was very
relaxed.
Well, I did his work for him. He texted me, thanks, and then he came on and he said, yeah. And then he said, yeah, Guerrero doesn't work for us. Like, this is not complicated.
But he says that every time Guerrero's name
Yeah,
comes up.
He was more
It doesn't-
expansive on it yesterday, though,
I
than
agree.
he's ever been.
And I think he's good with those guys.
I do, too.
It was no Glenn. That was a factor yesterday.
He
no
liked
big
that,
guy.
right? With no Glenn there.
Yeah.
It's like when there's no Jerry here, Brady's a little
We make
more
more
terse.
Yeah,
little
news is great,
terse.
right.
The only time he hangs up is when I'm not here.
Right. Well, you're like, he likes the Jim Grays, the Oprah Winfreys, the
Right.
Jerry Callahans. Of
Yes,
the world.
I had the headphones. I was in the other room listening.
Yes, you did.
But like Jim Gray.
But like I said,
I
I've
have a
said,
nickname,
I've
though.
said in the past with Aaron Andrews or the Red Sox last summer, whatever. I'm happy to take criticism. I will accept none for this. 0.0. I did
Well,
nothing
the only
wrong.
criticism I was going to give you was saying, I talked to Guerrero in Minneapolis. He said it was no big
He's
deal.
trying to butter him up, though. He's saying,
Right.
come on, Tom, you can
I
talk to
know.
me. I
But
talked to
Kirk
AG.
doesn't usually
You
like
know how
that.
it goes.
Well, I'm just trying to get Brady to talk about it. That's
Kirk
it.
should have known better.
Who said that?
Danielle Trotta.
Oh, God.
Who's that?
Here's my take. When a guest, and not just any guest, this is a VIP guest. This
There
is
you
Tom Brady. When he says, I don't want to talk about it. 3 questions were asked about Alex Guerrero after he said he didn't want to speak about it. 5 questions on Alex Guerrero total, but 3 after Tom Brady says, guys, I don't want to talk about it. To me, that's unacceptable. You just don't treat a guest that way. He shut it down. He answered 1 or 2 questions, said, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Why keep pressing the guy about it?
He did kind of invite a follow-up from Kirk.
Who's
I
Michelle
thought so.
Trotter?
She's
Danielle Trotter.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, I don't. She's the idiot who took over for Casey Smith. I mean, you could tell she's.
Oh, right. She looks like
right.
an older Casey Smith.
She's a nobody. This is why
it
she's
looks
doing
like
this.
Casey Smith aged 10
This is
years.
why she's doing these nights that get 0 ratings, and like that'll be your life forever because you earned a segment. Holly and
You
Drellick.
did not.
I did.
And I can never say you never watched the show again.
Exactly.
Because it was about him, though, so that's why he watched.
I was literally flipping around and saw a picture of me and Guerrero and said, I should probably watch this. And Drellick said, Drellick said what he said
Who's
yesterday.
this guy Guerrero?
Right.
Guerrero?
And Holly said exactly that. Holly said, well, listen, when he started talking about it again from Minahan's perspective, that's an opportunity to continue the conversation.
I think some people just don't like you and they don't want to take your side, but they can't. I wanted to take Brady's side in this. It's hard. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, Brady did a bad job yesterday. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he handled it well. That's my take on it.
I've said this before. Literally, in whatever it's been, 15 years, he's never said no comment. He's almost never said, "I'm not talking about that." That's fairly new, and I think it started with Trump questions. He joked when we first started talking to him about Trump. He joked around. He's
That was
casual,
a big turning point.
and that everything changed.
Then he wouldn't even tell you who he voted for afterwards.
Right.
Yeah,
And
talked to
then
my
he
wife. She said I can't talk about politics anymore.
Then he said his wife won't let him talk politics anymore. And I understand. I was saying this to Kirk yesterday. Here's how his mind works. He thinks everything he says, how is it going to look, when it gets in the headlines, when TMZ gets a hold of it, or you name it, any newspaper, any TV station, radio station, when it gets recycled, later in the day, how's it going to look? How's it going to sound?
But he has to know
There's
that
a warrior spirit about me.
He has to know that hanging up, though, makes it a much bigger story than if you just
Right.
issued terse no
Yeah,
comment.
I think I think he knows he screwed up, and maybe he
Or maybe he just doesn't care anymore. Like, he just doesn't care. He's not going to engage if he doesn't like the question.
Which is what Tom Curran wrote. He's
Yeah,
changed.
I didn't get the sense that he didn't care yesterday. He was pissed off. He
But he
hung up
doesn't
'cause
care
he-
about the reaction, though.
But
maybe.
you don't know how he felt afterwards. Afterwards he might have said, "Screw those guys.
Maybe.
Screw him. I hate Kirk."
I don't think he's a big fan of mine. But great. I mean, whatever. Join the club.
never to make a lot of headlines.
That's his goal, not to make.
But that used to be his goal.
But my job is not to come on here and ask Tom Brady softball questions. That's Gerry's job, first of all, and secondly, that's just not going to happen. We don't do that. Brady knows that going in.
You didn't ask any hardball questions. That's the defense. That's all. I mean, that's why I can't blame you.
But I would say, he's going to be on next Tuesday, I think. And if something happened with some news with Alex Guerrero over the weekend, well, we're going to ask him about it. I mean, that's how it works.
Right. And if he doesn't want to talk about it, he should
just say he doesn't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
And by the way, when he did that yesterday, sorry, Danielle Trotta, I said, after the second time, I said, okay, Evan, go ahead.
To me, that's unacceptable.
We were done. We were legit. We could play it. We've played it many times. So play it again all day. We were done.
Right.
It was over.
It was over, and then you badgered him because I put up a poll. I said, "Did Kirk badger?"
87% says no.
That's why.
87-14.
87%.
Is that Keith who said that's a lie?
87-14, Bomani.
That's Curtis. 87-14. Vote no.
But I won't
they
play.
Don't care.
I'm sick of playing pretend. I'm not going to pretend.
Yeah,
People
I'm
don't.
sick of you pretending.
People don't care about the Guerrero thing. They care. I know. I've seen the numbers. I know. And people could call 617-779-7937 all day. You can attack me. You can defend me. You can attack Brady. You can defend Brady. Open to all that stuff.
Brady, it is amazing. It's almost like paradoxical. Brady has become the most fascinating character while trying really hard not to be. He's not trying to be whatever, OBJ.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to defend him.
He's trying to lay low, yet he's become...
We've defended Brady plenty, by the way, in the past, certainly during the Flakegate for 2 years. And I would say to Brady here, it's not that big a deal. You can just say, yeah, Alex was on the plane and he wasn't on the sideline.
That's why I think Dale's source is on to something. That there is some gentleman's agreement. We're getting past this. We're not talking Guerrero. Obviously, Belichick has no problem with that. He blows people off.
But that's what his whole interview with
time.
Oprah was about, though. Or are you saying the contract
I'm
restructuring?
saying this is new.
So what,
this
for
is
$5
new.
million in incentives?
No.
He's not going to...
It wasn't an either or. It wasn't,
So he's not going to hawk TB12 anymore? He's not going to talk about Guerrero's body
he
massages?
He didn't do much of that after,
We did the whole documentary.
Well, there's been a lot of
series on it.
opportunities.
Yeah, that thing ended whenever. That thing ended after the Super Bowl.
The contract was signed earlier this month. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of opportunities.
Well, I know, but someone is telling Dale. And can you get the exact?
I think you're totally right. I think you guys. That's ridiculous. What it is Brady is now at the point where he doesn't want to be asked questions or even semi-uncomfortable unless it's people who he knows he could control.
Right.
He could control Jim Gray. He could control Oprah Winfrey. He can control, until I got here, this station. He doesn't like being able to not be in control at all. He doesn't like it. So, if he can't come on and answer questions, well, I think that's an issue for him.
And I think as Kern wrote, though, his mentality is he was so affable to the media for years. And what did it get him? It got him to Flakegate. It got him blowback with Trump. It got him best buddies. I mean, go on down the line. I think that's Brady's mindset.
Right. Well, that's,
Sure.
Okay. That's what Thornton wrote, too.
By the way, we've defended them on all those things.
Right.
Every single one of those things. Yeah. So, I think what it comes down to is I ask the questions. I'm not saying this from an ego perspective. I asked him. He doesn't like me, so he hung up the phone. That's the way. I mean, so we can have a 20-minute conversation every week if he doesn't like me. It doesn't bother me.
Well, we'll see. You haven't heard from anyone, huh?
No, I just left yesterday. What am I going to do? Sit around and what? Cold call Stacey James and beg Tom Brady to forgive me for asking him about Alex Guerrero? I mean, we're not.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
We had to do this last year because of him. I'm not going to. I'm like, that was legitimate. I had no problem with that.
Oh, totally legitimate.
This is not legitimate. I'm sorry, it's not.
No one's saying it is. I'm just asking if you found out.
I had no desire to find out. I'm past.
You don't want to know if Brady's coming on Tuesday.
I don't care.
I do.
Okay, well, find out.
I'd like to know.
Why don't you just find out?
I'd like to know because you're in the middle.
Go find out. No, I'm not.
If I'm here Tuesday, I'll probably call in.
Right. And if he wants me to set it out, I'll say. I don't care. I'll set it out. Who cares?
He's not. See, I always say this, and I firmly believe it is the reason he's done this for so many years, and the reason it has not bothered him and he's never hung up is because he doesn't. It's just a small part of his day. He's usually driving into the stadium. Right?
Well, that's what I
on
think.
The phone.
That's right. That's what I told
he
people.
He compartmentalizes when they like our boss wanted Kirk and I go down to Foxborough and meet with him. He doesn't want to do that because that's elevating.
Other than yesterday, probably wasn't a good idea actually. But I would say that that's what I think. That's what I told people yesterday. I said he doesn't. It's like when he walked off the press conference a couple weeks ago with Owen. He did another one. He doesn't really care.
Right, it's just a small chore in a very
He'll call next Tuesday. He'll say, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Right.
And we'll be polite, and then it'll be
when he
over.
hangs up, he does something else. He doesn't.
He doesn't spend a minute thinking about the interview.
Doesn't
when he's
dwell
not
on
with
it. He
you
doesn't
guys.
dwell
No.
on us. He just answers the question because it's part of the job. Every quarterback does it, and he moves on. And when he does something like he did yesterday, he elevates the importance of it, the stress of it.
Well, the ironic thing is, I mean, he puts more scrutiny on Guerrero because every article written about this includes the backstory, the 2 FTC investigations, all that stuff. So in a weird way, he puts Guerrero up to more scrutiny.
True.
With the hang-up.
Well, it elevates everything when you hang up.
Right.
It elevates Kirk and Guerrero and this little thing he does on Monday mornings.
Yes, which again, I don't think is that big a deal. I thought it was totally benign. I thought when I started asking, I thought, okay, there's another sort of boring part of what's going to be a boring interview, and then we'll just get it over with. We'll try and stretch it out as long as we can because I had Drellick and Bradford, and we'll replay it later. Really, that's what I was thinking. 20 minutes of that, and hopefully we'll play it again at 9 o'clock.
So I don't know why you're so ornery today. You did a good job. No one's blaming you. I'll give you
I'm
pat
ornery
on the head.
I'm ornery for several. I'm ornery because of the Red Sox stuff
Because
getting
Dale
dumped.
did a poll?
No, I don't care about that because the Red Sox stuff got dumped. And I'm ornery that anybody would even think that, in the pretend world of radio where people act like it's on the air, and the Ninkovich's of the world and the Chathams of the world.
But that's good. That's good. We like to, have that line of
all right, then
distinction.
Okay, then it's all great.
You
I don't
should
care
be
at all.
happy.
Why?
Because you did your job. You did it well. No one's blaming you.
To me, that's unacceptable.
Except for Michelle Trotter. Nobody
who
gives
cares
a-
about her? Right?
Right. So and Dale, that's pretend. You're right. Dale is pretending. Dale knows things like this matter, and he's pretending. It's the same reason that Thornton is, because playing to the base.
Right.
It's
like Trump.
red meat. Right. It's like Trump playing to the base. So they know it matters. Hell, Jerry Thornton's life is covering the Patriots, so he knows every little thing matters to the people that he knows. They're just pretending when they say
They shouldn't even ask him the questions about Alex Guerrero.
is that?
Or just
That's
like
Sims? Chris Sims?
Who's that?
Chris Sims.
Chris Sims. He knows.
Of course he knows. He's stupid too. I mean, it doesn't. And Ninkovich said he wouldn't come on today.
Nikovich will not be able to join
And
the show.
Chatham said, "Let's talk football."
Petty, yeah.
You know what? You know what people don't care about? Talking about preseason football games. You had one question about it. It was boring. It was perfunctory. But the idea that you would talk about the game,
stupid,
a practice game.
You don't expect Matt Chatham to really care about that stuff. Do you think Jerry Remy or Dennis Eckersley cares about off-field Red Sox stuff? I mean,
sure.
they're there to care about
they
the
care
games.
about everything, but they're.
You can not care, but that's fine. But you can't pretend it doesn't matter.
Oh, of course.
You can't pretend that people don't care. That's the reason why Matt Chatham has not been. He's tried as hard as he can to be in the media in this market, and nobody pays attention to him. He's made no impact because he's not interesting. He thinks he's smart. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And he does sideline reports and goes on Nesson. I mean, that's life. We have different. We have different
he said
jobs.
He covers the team full time in his tweet.
I don't know. Who cares?
Is he full time covering the team for Nesson?
He's doing some X's and O's stuff for Bedard's site. He's really breaking it down.
Some good
is he?
breakdowns, yeah.
That's what I mean. So you protect yourself in that shield of
True.
But it doesn't matter.
Right. That's the Bedard philosophy. People don't care about, what does he call it, the EEI?
Hot takes. Politics.
EEI.
No politics.
But that's absolutely untrue.
Of course, and Bedard knows that.
And maybe if you had 5 paragraphs and that's all you could. But if you have every day writing, covering, talking about the team, we got room for everything. We
I
can
would
do
say
it
to
all.
Bedard, if you spent some time on stuff that people cared about, you wouldn't be sharing a friggin' hotel room with Chris Price, calling downstairs to unclog his friggin' toilet.
Some people like that, though. That's fun.
Yeah,
They like
Fucking with
unclogging
each other.
toilets.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, Reamer chooses the room with 6 other
I remember
guys.
6 guys, 2 beds
That's
in
true.
P-Town
I'm
the
thinking
other
of that way.
weekend.
Did you all sleep in the beds?
No. Some you had to. 2 of us had to sleep out every night. It was like a game of
Sleep
Survivor.
out?
Sleep
Yeah,
out?
Sleep somewhere else. Yeah, just like a game of Survivor.
Somewhere like
It's
in
like
the
a game of
street?
Survivor?
Yes,
Like
exactly.
in the car? What do you mean?
No, with another person. Found another room. Yeah. I slept on the floor one night. It was comfy. I had like a fort.
Did you get
down
like
there.
a rollaway or?
No, not enough room for a roll away. It was a small hotel room.
Did you get another friggin' hotel room?
No, I can't afford that. I get paid. Drug is complaining me $50
I'm
an
never-
hour. I get paid $5 an hour.
I'm never ever gonna feel sorry for you because you want to raise all our taxes. That means you want to give yourself another.
No,
pay
I want to
cut.
raise taxes on you, not on myself.
Well, you want to raise all taxes. So you're against tax hikes for
me, yes.
people who make
People
$40,000?
People who make less than $30K, no tax hikes.
Right,
Yes,
good.
everyone above.
Yeah, we definitely
hike
don't
those
pay enough in
up.
taxes for
Right.
sure. I was
You
just
don't.
thinking that.
Nope.
I was just thinking that the other day.
Jerry, more days off than
Dumbest.
anyone known to man.
Dumbest thing I ever heard. That rich don't pay. Rich pay all the taxes.
It's like death and taxes every year.
Yeah, it's like death in taxes. What is it? Has Mark James chimed in on this?
I haven't heard Mark yet.
He'll be on this weekend. He'll weigh in.
Stop asking dumb questions and Tom won't hang up on you, Ninkovich tweeted. Stop asking dumb questions.
It's not a dumb question. You might say, Tom said, I'm not doing it, and you followed it up because you had that little misunderstanding, but there's nothing dumb about it. I mean, it's, as you point out, the point of contention between the greatest football player ever and the greatest coach ever.
Yeah, it's not. I'd
And it might lead to the end of that marriage.
I'd love to hear a Rob Ninkovich interview of Tom Brady. That's what I'd like to hear. Or of anybody.
Well, we got the Ninkovich sideline reports, don't we?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's a tremendous talent.
And I have the clicks. Bradford sent me the not like you guys need.
Word on the radio.
You can't.
I can add that to my arsenal.
You're not dumping that, are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
you
you're
can't.
getting
I guess
dumped,
you can't.
you dope.
Why are you dumping that?
Can't you just be more creative?
That's on
Come
my
on.
sheet.
How about calling him a sphincter head?
Call
or
him a
something?
jerk.
That's a deal.
A jerk
with you,
face.
sphincter.
I can't wait till these pusses fire me. I'm daring you to do it. Do it. Just put me on my misery.
Summer's over. You don't want to get fired
Oh,
at
the
the
fall's
end of
nice.
summer.
Fall's nice.
And with,
Oh,
and, with,
that
and,
sounds
with,
cool.
and with climate change, too, September
Oh,
and
shut
October
up.
are much
That should
warmer
be
than
warm.
they used
Yeah,
to be.
that's a good point.
Yeah, today. Let's talk climate change because it's going to be hot today.
Well, it's the end of August, and it's so hot. That's right.
Yeah,
never
it's
hot at the
weird.
end of August.
It's weird.
We're
It's
rolling
hot
into
in August.
September.
So strange.
But you don't want to get fired. We're having fun.
Oh, yeah, I'm having so much fun.
Dale had 6,000 votes, and what was it? 87% say they don't care. They want to get back
It's
to
actually
football.
up 88-12. Jerry.
88-13.
88-16.
Wow.
What's our poll going to be?
Is Dale Arnold a friggin' dinky head?
Forget it. Don't even put it up. Don't even put it up.
No, what else can we use? Not dinky head.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with them because I know they're going to be all bitchy and pissy. I don't need it in my life.
But find out Dale's report on the on the agreement not to talk Guerrero, and I want to know if you agree with this or think there's some truth to it.
I don't. I heard it. I don't think there's any truth.
Yeah,
to
well,
it.
so I don't understand. Not talk Guerrero. So Brady cannot talk about
He can,
TB12 or
Alex,
anything.
just that they've agreed to get past it.
Get past
and
what?
want the Guerrero issue.
Yeah, but he walked off on Volan before the contract was even signed.
Right.
I know.
No, he's pissed. He's pissy about. He doesn't like being asked questions from people he can't control anymore. He's become so famous. He doesn't like that. That's all it is. That's nothing to do with signing some contract. When they sign it, say, "Hey, here's his contract, and by the way, don't talk about Guerrero." It's just dumb.
And Belichick talked about Guerrero yesterday.
Yeah,
so Belichick can do it, but Brady can't.
Oh yeah, did he really enlighten you?
No, but he
Yeah, more
talked
than he
about
has
it.
in the past.
Belichick says nothing.
A lot
He's
more
a
than
master.
Brady, a lot
at
more
it.
than Brady said on it.
No, it isn't.
Yes,
Sure
he
it
did.
is.
No,
Yesterday?
No.
He gave a full answer
You had
on
3
that.
questions for Guerrero. 4.
Brady hung up the phone.
I know, but he
Belichick
talked
talked
about it.
No, he
Did
didn't.
he?
No, he didn't.
Did-
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Barely. Belichick was far more expansive. Not even close.
Belichick said the same thing he always says.
No, he was more expensive yesterday. He went through the whole thing about how we have people who
You're
aren't
looking.
with
You're
the
looking
team
for reasons.
traveling
You're
with
looking
us.
for like
It's not
excuses
that-
for.
so that enlightened you? You got something
It's
from that?
more expansive than he's
You're
been
looking
on
for
it before.
you're
he
looking
was
for
not
excuses
expansive.
to defend Brady on this. The bottom line is Brady didn't like the question, so he hung up. That's it. It's nothing to do with.
And you think Belichick was enlightening?
No, I don't. But I don't think there was some.
He said nothing.
I don't think there's some contract where they said, "Okay, now you're not going to talk
I didn't
about
say.
it." Yes, you did. You just we can
we
replay it
will
if you
get-
like. You just
I didn't
said
say
that
anything.
30
Dale said
seconds
it.
ago. I know.
Can you
I
play
know
what
keep
Dale
saying
said?
that. If you have a thought in your own instead of saying what
No,
Dale
it's not a
said,
thought, stupid. It's
What
a
is it?
source.
What?
He's reporting a source
it
said.
says what?
Well,
It says what?
Sock Puppet has it.
You don't know what it is?
Sock Puppet has it ready to play.
Go ahead.
It's an embarrassment. The contract as currently constituted. Now, maybe there's some things in here that we don't know about. In fact, there are because we don't know everything yet.
Right.
But in effect, what you're telling Tom Brady is, if you earn these $5 million in bonuses, you got to go out and earn them. You got to sing
what are
for
you
your
doing?
supper, and if you do, we're going to pay as much as Blake Bortles gets.
How does that make sense? Oh, sorry.
What are you doing? What is that?
I thought that was the part where he was talking about the contract stipulation.
This was yesterday.
My fault.
So you don't know.
We'll get to it.
All right, fine. All right, so call in if you want. If you agree with me or disagree with me on Brady, I'd be curious to hear. I mean, because I don't think Brady has a leg to stand on this one.
Do you want people to call in and vote on Dale too?
That's fine. I guess stuff's getting dumped. What's getting dumped left and right?
What you're saying is getting dumped.
Yeah, the D word.
You can't say that.
All right. Well, I can say whatever the hell I want.
Richard Head. That's what any
Yeah.
animal used to say.
Creative.
Richard Head.
617-779-7937. I don't want anybody who has my side. We're good. If you disagree with me because I'm in a fighting mood today, come on in and kiss Brady's ass. Join the group with Gerry and Jim Gray and Oprah, and all the rest.
I got one.
617.
Do you think
779
Dale is an annoying little pissant?
793.7. 617-779. 793.7. A couple lines open right now. We'll be right back.
Happening is you got to also ask who's the person asking the questions, and we all kind of know who Minahan is. I don't know him personally, because that matters.
No, it doesn't.
Oh yeah, it matters.
Is he Kirk Minahan? So he's not supposed to ask the questions?
No. Not that he doesn't have to ask the questions, but when your reputation precedes you and who you are, and you ask somebody a question that ultimately he's looking for some type of response. Now Tom Brady has the right to say, you know what, I'm not getting into the subject because I ultimately know where you want to go with
you know,
this.
Wiggy, you know what his reputation was? His reputation was for getting the best answers out of Tom Brady.
He got nothing.
No.
He got nothing. He got hung up on.
If you listen to that interview every single morning, every time he's on, go back to an interview with Tom Brady where he first surfaced Alex Guerrero.
That boy, Rob. Ooh. It's about time somebody's right back in this friggin' company. Jesus. What? I agree, Mark. Yeah, we should talk about Red Sox.
Yep. We're going to get to that. Sucks.
Yeah.
Well, they have a big set against the Marlins.
Yes,
That's
and I hope
true.
they get their asses swept.
Stomp them.
That's what I think.
Stomp the
Let's do
fish.
Sox.
That's what I hope.
We got to get to that J.D. Martinez story because Buck wrote a very interesting column. I mean, J.D. Martinez is
a Nazi.
Now we know he's a Nazi.
Yeah, like it's like everything we all knew we couldn't speak about it, but now it's out there.
I didn't know he came strapped everywhere he went. He was strapped.
Now you
My
like
kind
him
of
even
guy,
more.
JD.
Oh, I do. I
My
like
kind
him.
of guy. My
Yes.
new favorite Red Sox.
Nazi stuff?
Is it going to be like Brady when the MAGA hat was in his locker where things changed forever?
Oh, he's beyond
Nothing-
MAGA, JD Martinez.
Nothing will
beyond.
ever be the same. Now
At least not implicit in fixing games like other Red Sox legends.
Oh, we're going to get to
We'll
that
get
too.
there as well.
We stumbled across this story. Kirk and I were in the office, and we go, "Have you read this?"
Yeah, you got to get this book too, Curtis. This
Heard
is from Silverman
nothing about
today.
this.
We'll get there later.
We'll tease it. Okay,
Yeah.
later on we'll get to this.
I know, it's
a
like-
book is written by a former Boston cop, former Sox security guy, who implies, I should say, doesn't say implies.
No, yeah, right.
That he says flat out that one of David Ortiz's close friends and confidants was betting large sums of money against the Boston Red Sox.
This is a guy who was in the clubhouse with Ortiz every day.
And I know nobody cares.
And then later, by the way, got arrested at Ortiz's house and kicked out of the country.
David Ortiz.
This is in a new book.
When did this happen?
Nobody
When did this
cares
arrest
about
occur?
players,
Was this,
friends.
was this part of the Ortiz podcast that we had commercials on a while ago? I don't remember.
Ooh, no, I don't think so.
I didn't hear that.
No, but we always said David Ortiz made it to the finish line without getting any real dirt on him. He never got busted again for steroids.
We can get this book, though, Chris, all right? Find this out, would you? Silverman wrote about it
just
today.
found it.
Silverman, by the way, will get, basically, let's be honest, just gang beaten by the other
for bringing
Bradford
this up.
and
But
Roach and Abraham.
It's kind of buried. There's no big headline, no screaming back page. And we start reading it and we look at each other and go, have you heard this? This is unbelievable. First of all,
Good day in the Herald today, I gotta
It's
say.
a superstar in Boston whose friend, loyal assistant, whatever you want to call him, sidekick, was in the clubhouse against the wishes of some people.
Yes.
Where have we heard that before?
It's a good question. Oh, good point.
We could. Dino would be aroused trying to tie it all together.
He would. This is, it's been a tough year for the Red Sox. I mean, Hanley Ramirez has been, in jail for 3 months now after being arrested?
Haven't heard anything about that since.
Things get quiet before they get big. That's what I always say.
The calm before the storm.
This story is interesting. And the guy, we can get him, what's in the Dominguez, whatever his name is, we can get
Dominguez
him
is
on.
the guy. He's the author. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dominguez is the
Eddie
former
Dominguez.
cop and Red Sox security guy who's spilling the beans. And the two writers, I believe, in New York Daily News, they wrote the book about, I don't know, Clemens or something.
They wrote a book, The Dark Side of America's National Pastime. It's Christian Red and Terry Thompson.
Yes. I have that somewhere. I don't think I read it. But
no, I didn't either.
they've done this before, and they're from
I'm
New
about
York.
50 pages in the Leibovich book, which is very good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get that.
Just got my hands on
How'd you
it.
get how'd you get an advanced copy?
We're famous.
You have connections?
That's how it works, Alex.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had to order it off Amazon.
You know what? You should do a
Sad
review
image
of
that
it.
is.
Get that book review going
I
again.
have my book reviews now. Reading with Reamer, they wouldn't send me a free copy. What's going on here,
this is
Leibovich?
sad.
It's
You can
very
take.
sad.
We have an extra copy room. You can take mine.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
thanks,
See,
Curtis.
it's all coming together.
Yeah.
Aw.
See, you don't
We're all
say
one
what-
big happy family.
what a great
here.
guy.
Are we not?
But they met with
$600 a week and a free book.
It's incredible.
I get $500. But I mean, Truck, he's really complaining about making $50 an hour. That is so annoying to me. Do you know how much I made when I first came to the station?
Trellick shouldn't complain about anything.
Right.
He's so lousy.
I mean,
on
we
the
did the
radio.
show Friday. He checked out at 9 o'clock. He didn't even do the full 4 hours.
I had to do. Thank God Brady hung up because I would 4 hours of those two yesterday would have been hell on earth.
First time in a while, Kirk.
First
walked
time
in
maybe
here.
ever. I
Yeah.
walked in and said, I don't even know what to say. Like 6:45. I said, what are we going to do?
Bradford was good. He was up on things, but Drellick doesn't stay current.
Bradford's always good.
You know,
he's
Bradford
consistent.
reads the
True.
paper.
He does.
He does.
And reads
It's
the
the nicest
news.
thing you ever said about him.
Does Drellick?
No,
no,
he's busy looking up your property value.
I know. He looked at my house and how much it's worth. He said in the middle of the night one night he woke up and did that. It's bizarre.
And then you tried to talk to him, and you have probably had more listeners than we've had in years at this point. Yesterday,
yes,
after Brady, and you tried to talk to him about his girlfriend. He wouldn't tell you her name.
No, I wouldn't talk
what she does for a living. He said, I'm not talking about this.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about this. It's not interesting to anybody.
Put up a poll.
Yeah, put up a poll. Jesus.
How's Dale's poll? Can you retweet Dale's poll?
I'll do that right now.
I want to vote.
Yeah, so do I. I haven't had a chance to vote yet on the poll at Daily Arnold.
So far, 1,424 of you have voted. 87% says no.
Dale, like he's like friggin' Walter Cronkite.
It's
update.
It's like that. You mentioned climate change.
How about this? How about this for a poll? Does anybody care about America more than Dale Arnold? That's an interesting question.
I would say it's Donald Trump.
I don't know. He seems like he cares more about America.
But there's people who say they care about things. They care about climate. They don't care about the climate. You do not.
Yep. By 2050, there'll be more pieces of plastic in the ocean than fish in the sea.
And that makes me sad.
And it makes me sad.
You know how much of it comes from the United States? Less than 1%.
Too much.
So you talk to people in India because they're the ones putting the plastic in the ocean.
We'll be dead in 2050. Do you really care?
I thought you said 2015. I was going to say
2050.
I don't care at all.
I'll be dead by then too, probably.
With innovation,
definitely, yeah.
There'll be ways to put a little drop in the ocean and get rid of all the plastic.
Probably.
Definitely. That sounds good.
That sounds like that'll probably happen.
Let's go to John in Bellingham. What's happening, John?
Hey guys. Hey, I think I got to take Brady's side on this. The way you guys beat him up all the time, it's.
How do we beat him up all the time? Go ahead.
Okay, remember with the Mayweather thing? You attacked him for being
good
friends
point.
with Mayweather.
We asked him a question, John. We didn't attack him.
No, you put him right on the spot. You wanted Tom Brady to say no, I don't like Mayweather because he beats his wife.
No, he could say yes, I like Mayweather. No, I don't like Mayweather. He's the biggest sports figure in America, first or second, wherever you want to rank him. He's on our show every week, and Mayweather was in the news. And hold on, John, hold on. And Mayweather said Brady reached out and talked to him. So to me, we had Brady on that day. That's interesting. It sounds like you disagree with that. What would you like us to ask Brady? Go ahead, John. What would you like us to ask him?
Well, what you could have asked him is how the second string receivers are doing.
Well, they did. That was the first question.
Did.
We actually did.
You're a fraud because they did.
We actually did.
Get back to my point about how you guys just insult him all the time. You got Tomasi making up stories saying that he's
okay. I'm not John Tomasi. And Tomasi doesn't interview Brady ever. Hold on, and Tomasi doesn't interview Brady ever. We kissed Brady's ass and defended him in Deflategate for 3 years. 3 years. We thought he got screwed in the biggest story of his life. We had his back 1,000%.
You defend him during Trump.
When he's right, yeah, defended him during Trump. Best
buddies. They're best buddies.
We defend him when he deserves to be defended, and we defend him as strong as we defend anybody. It's what we do, John.
And we always point out,
John, he's not a god. He's a human being.
Wait a minute. How do you say when Tangway after the
Gary Tangway? I'm not Gary Tangway. I am not.
Do you think we beat up Tangway?
Well, I'm telling you why.
And we have Tangway on. We beat him up over it. What do you want?
Yeah, there's a list of things, and he calls up your radio station, and he just gets attacked from
So,
you.
no, he actually doesn't. You know what we do, John? We put on the people who attacked him.
And we beat them up.
And we bludgeoned them. We had a name.
Nobody cares about Guerrero.
Okay, all right.
Oh, Jesus.
Go,
what's your
perfect.
vote?
Nobody cares about
This is
Guerrero.
perfect.
Ask about the second string receivers.
Well, you guys did. That's how
that.
they opened up the interview.
That's true.
I wanted to dive into it.
A deep dive?
Oh, I had many thoughts.
If you read between the lines, though, you can tell what Brady was saying.
I wanted
there.
to hear, as soon as you change the subject, Guerrero, I changed the station.
I guess you seemed a little frustrated with the performance of the offense on Friday. Would that be accurate? Was that okay? I asked that question. I didn't follow up.
That was a good question.
Okay, I didn't want to follow up on that. Upset him.
Can we have a poll? Did Kirk do a good job asking about the backup receivers?
87% says no.
Oh, we got 47 votes in. Does anyone care about America more than Dale Arnold? 55% no.
Oh, good. That's a good sign.
Really?
Yeah.
Jerry, do you take offense to that?
Yes, I do.
No, Dale cares more about America than you do. He tweeted like 9 times with John McCain.
That's true.
Yeah, how many John McCain tweets do you have, Jerry?
He hates John McCain.
Oh, you had one of the stupidest John McCain tweets. Maybe we'll get to it in headlines.
Oh, yeah, please.
Telling Tomasi can't eulogize him because he didn't vote for him. I mean, ridiculous.
No, he said he's a friggin' god, like all the liberals do now that he's gone.
McCain has a higher approval rating now among Democrats and Republicans.
Probably does.
Okay, and someone retweeted a tweet that I had ripping him and says, "Oh, the internet's forever, or Twitter's forever." You think I take that back? He was a panderer. The most important thing to him is what the New York Times wrote about him. He hated Trump. Trump hated him. Why is Trump supposed to pretend he didn't? And why, by the way, is McCain took a shot at Trump from beyond the grave.
Oh, right. Yeah, poor
So that's okay.
Poor Donald Trump. He's the
I didn't
victim
say
here.
poor Donald Trump. Stupid.
The bottom line
I
is
said they hated each other.
The stupidest part of the whole thing was Trump talking about being cat. That's just dumb. That started the whole thing.
But we've gone
I mean,
over
how
that
can you
100
support the
times.
military and support Donald Trump after he says that about John McCain?
What are you talking about? The military, the people in the military love Trump.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They just got the
I don't
biggest
get it at
pay
all.
raise they've
I
had
don't get
in
it.
like
They love
a
a
generation.
draft dodger
Are you
who
listening,
makes fun of
stupid?
prisoners of war.
Do you think John McCain?
They just got the biggest pay raise in 20 years.
Do you think John McCain was a great American?
Yes.
And John McCain
was
was
a
pro that
terrible
pay raise
senator.
too. Not a terrible senator.
He was well, of course
He
you like
voted
him.
with Republicans like 90%.
Of course you like
of the
him.
time.
He stabbed the
I'm not a big
Republicans in the
fan.
back.
No, I was not a big fan of
Oh,
John
really?
McCain, the senator. No, not a huge fan.
Tomasi loved him.
Yeah, well,
because he
Tomasi's-
stabbed the Republicans in the back. He didn't like Trump
One
or
vote.
Trump's base.
One vote.
He
The
was an
healthcare vote.
open
That was it.
border.
Open
rhino.
border, right?
Yeah, that's what he was.
Well,
Alex.
would you say it was important to him what Maureen Dowd thought about him? I do.
Probably, yeah.
Why do you think
and
he
they did
promised-
love him, but they didn't look at his
Enjoy-
voting record. His voting record was far to the right on
Enjoy
most issues.
Behar in the New York Times and the Washington Post. He cared about
Yeah, but
that
there was
stuff.
a mythology of McCain. He wasn't this bipartisan senator that
Yes,
he was portrayed as. He was not.
The biggest vote in recent years was he promised to vote against Obamacare, got reelected, and then voted to preserve Obamacare.
But he voted for the
You know what
tax
that's
cuts.
called? Stabbing your base.
What do you
in
call
the
voting
back.
the tax cuts where they dismantled the individual mandate? I mean, not to get too in the weeds, but he voted for that.
Of
And that
course
pretty
he
much
cares.
dismantled
Voted for
Obamacare
tax. Of course,
on
he
its
voted
own.
for tax cuts.
You have a big audience to talk about this?
No.
I don't either. I'll be honest with you. I don't care about tax cuts.
Let's get the
I do.
Alex girlfriend.
We got to go to the Callahan Tunnel Vision podcast for that.
Yeah, bring it back.
I think we could do a good one today, Jerry. On McCain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
sure
do
you'll
it.
stick around for that.
Let's do it.
All right. 617-779-7937. Again, we got lines open. We had a bunch of calls earlier. They dropped off. Are you on my side or Brady's side? I actually don't even really want to hear from people who have my back. I took plenty of those calls yesterday. I want people I want dummies like, who was that, John in Bellingham?
Yes.
Yeah, I want dummies like that. If you're stupid, call in. 617-779-7937.
There's a lot of people who are, diehard, Thorntonites who,
they're stupid, yeah.
think that you were, that you crossed the line.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what you ask Brady. They're going to think, if he hangs up, if I said, hey, Tom, how you doing? He hung up, they'd say I went too far.
Well, why would he hang up to that, though?
I'm just saying, but I'm saying that crowd, they don't even care about the conversation, the substance of it.
Right.
That doesn't matter to them.
Right.
They think Brady's a god, so they treat him like that.
Where's Gerry? Well, the best comparison is, and this was made yesterday, what would the reaction be if David Price did what Tom Brady did to you guys?
Well, Price is pitching well now, so it might be, if Price did that a year ago, like a week after the Eckersley thing, he'd be barbecued for it.
Right. Although Dale would still have his back.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, with the Red Sox, he definitely would.
And so would Alex, because some guys just do what they're told, right, Alex?
All the time.
It sounds like it.
More ways than one.
Yeah, and I think
doesn't
we're
matter where you
going
go.
to get at some Sox talk. I'm going to do a Glenn Ordway tease. We're going to get to the Sox. We're going to get to that.
We are? They
don't
played
have
last
to.
night.
They
We
can
can
play
preview.
tonight.
They do play. We can
We
preview
have some
the series.
Ordway talking about Chris Sale pitch selection at some point.
Oh,
We'll
good.
do that.
We'll
Good.
do that.
I wanna
We'll
hear
do
that.
as well. All right, 617-779-7937. Brady Defenders, let me have it. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. I'll be right back.
Look to regroup and inch closer to win 100.
Swings and he hammers it. Deep left field. This ball's gone.
With a 6-game suspension behind him, Jose Urania takes the mound for the Marlins as he faces a consistent Brian Johnson for the Sox.
Who he faces a consistent Brian Johnson?
Consistent Brian Johnson.
Who writes these? Who's the idiot who writes these promos, out of curiosity?
Justin Dove, our imaging director.
Okay, he sucks. He get somebody else.
Was it Drew Pomerantz is making modest gains? That's the best one.
Wow, Jose Uribe. Who's
Modest
pitching
gains.
tonight? Who is it?
Later today, Sox lefty Drew Pomerantz is looking to make some positive gains.
Positive gains.
Positive gains.
And my stuff gets scrubbed up.
As opposed to negative gains.
The only friggin' person in the station anybody ever cares about makes any news. They scrub my sound off, and they keep this idiot, Justin Dove. Is that his name?
Justin Dove, correct.
That's a fake radio name.
Yeah, Justin Dove.
Brian Johnson for the Sox.
Who's,
In defense of Justin Dove, what would you say? Just Brian Johnson against the Marlins.
Well, Urania's the guy, as I was telling you during the break, who threw at Roberto Acuna of the Braves, so will he throw at the Red Sox? That is...
4-12
that's
with
the
a
hook tonight.
4.5 ERA against the consistent Brian Johnson.
With a 6-game suspension behind him, Jose Urania takes the mound for the Marlins as he faces a consistent Brian Johnson.
You know
He's
what,
back.
Mary, should we listen to the game tonight? I'm not sure. Oh, Brian Johnson's consistent? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tune in. Let's do it. Let's tune in tonight.
And Jose Urania's suspension's over.
We're just alone. We're just alone. Where's our moronic program director? What does he say to that?
I haven't heard.
Says the guy's doing his best. You know?
Too busy telling Reamer to stop talking about the only thing people care about in this market yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, tell him to move on.
Yeah, let's move on from the interesting stuff.
Yeah, let's get back to boring stuff.
Well, I did do a lot of the Leibovich book. Really fascinates me, and I'm very excited for the copy. That's
great. Awesome. I heard.
What else fascinates you?
I think we should move on from this.
I mean, Jesus.
All right, let's take a couple calls.
Christ.
Joe is in a car. Hey, Joe, what's happening?
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
I want to
What's
state
up, Joe?
that I agree with Kurt 100%. Look, Brady has created all of the questions that Kurt answers, the tough
Kirk,
questions.
2 Ks, 2 Ks. Kirk, K-I-R-K. Not
Kirk.
JD Martinez.
Kurt created
Thank you.
defenses in football better than any ever quarterback in the history of the game. He cannot compute tough questions that he created over his lifetime.
It's not. That's Joe. You're giving him too much. It's not. The question was A, not tough, and B, not difficult. Brady should have answered those questions. This is not the Mayweather stuff. The last caller referenced. I get that's uncomfortable. Trump. I get that's uncomfortable. No problem. I get it. This is not a difficult question.
Or he could have just said, "Let's move on, guys."
Well, he did, and then we did, and then he started answering the question.
Because deep down
he
wants to defend Guerrero. He wants to do
That's
it
a
deep
good
down,
point by
deep
you,
down.
Reamer, because we know that from the past when he gets the thing he's most passionate about. It's the thing he's going to do for the rest of his life.
And by the way, the Volan question, thanks, Joe. The Volan question, perfectly legitimate by any definition. I mean, this is a guy who Edelman was on the documentary. They were joking around with him, playing grab ass with Guerrero. He went to TB12 all the time. I'm not saying Guerrero gave him steroids or anything, but I'm saying that is by any definition, that's a perfectly fair question.
And there's a reason that Guerrero issued a statement, kind of a strongly worded statement, immediately.
And by the way,
like
given
that night.
Guerrero's incredibly shaky history. That's so.
Tested positive. A lot of people connected it to Alex Guerrero. Just what's your reaction to that? Do you think it's fair?
I have no comment. That's just ridiculous.
Tom,
I'm out.
See you guys.
A lot of people didn't connect him to it, by the way.
Well, Guerrero came up right away, all over the place.
They issued a statement within hours of the
But you don't think it's a fair question?
Of course it's a fair question, but I don't believe it. I mean, as we talked about that day, the next day, Guerrero and Brady have too much riding to ever take that kind of chance. I mean, Brady will never get busted with PEDs because, as we discussed before, it would literally cost him like $1 billion if things work out the way he hopes. If
I saw him with his
TB12,
shirt off on the beach too this summer.
That's true.
That's not.
I agree. Brady's not doing steroids.
Brady's not, and Guerrero is not, suggesting his clients do steroids, especially, while they're still playing. Well, I mean, maybe when they retire and they take HGH or something, but. He's just they have too much at risk.
Of course, but that doesn't mean you got to ask the question.
Sure.
Brady didn't like it. He walked away. When it's about Guerrero, he walks away. He doesn't like it anymore. So,
right.
That's okay.
Right. He feels like it's the world has been unfair.
Right. And it really hasn't been, but that's okay. Actually, to be honest with you, I think Guerrero's been investigated enough. Where's the big Guerrero piece other than that Boston Magazine a couple of years ago?
That totally changed the game, that Bomag piece.
But whether they're the what?
The Bomag piece.
Well, shut up. But what
Bomag piece?
What the cool kids call it.
Where else has there been an in-depth story written about Guerrero other than the one that kissed his ass?
Well, Leibovich completely missed it a couple years ago with the original Brady profile.
Right. That's what I mean. So I mean,
Sports Illustrated did something, correct?
They didn't really, but no deep dive, not really.
What, Men's Health did that hard-hitting
kissed
piece
his
on the
ass.
TB12 Center.
Men's Health, the guy went to the TB12 and worked out.
See, the issue with Brady now is Brady has become like a movie star.
Right.
Movie stars are used to having interviews with the people they want and getting their ass kissed, and I understand that. But sometimes you are asked questions you don't like. And by the way, we pay Brady a lot of money, and if he can't handle a semi-sensitive question, well, I mean, I don't know what to say.
Nothing. I mean,
right? I mean, just tell us. Just say I don't want to, like he did. Yeah, we can replay it. I don't want to talk.
He's
about
done that before, with obviously with Trump and with Mayweather and things like that. He said, I don't want to get into that, and we move on.
Right.
And you just refuse to move on. You badgered the poor guy.
What are you guys laughing at?
I just put up a poll.
What is it?
Does anyone other than Reamer refer to the Boston Magazine as Bomag?
Oh, loser. Bomag.
I used to work there. No and no. You got to give me yes at least. Come on.
Two choices.
So we call it
Bomag.
Us in the journo circles call it Bomag. Okay.
Did you retweet Dale's poll? Is it still at 87? 88?
I'm going to vote no. I don't
Let's
care
get Dale
about
to 10,000
Guerrero.
votes, shall we?
Yeah,
he's almost at
We're almost at 400
6,000.
votes for our poll. Does anyone care about America more than Dale? 72% no.
Wow.
Disagree vehemently. Jerry, that's an insult to you.
It is. I care more about
a great
America.
veteran.
So does Donald J. Trump.
About an hour ago, I put up a poll on Twitter.
How come you don't do? Did you used to do that when you would do weekend shows?
No, I
shows?
actually don't even know how to do it.
I don't either. Is it hard?
It's very easy.
I'm happy to say I don't know how to do it. I don't care about it. I would never put up a poll.
When I was off the air, I put up a poll. I was so lonely. I put up a poll like, when should I eat lunch? 11 a.m., noon, 1 o'clock.
See, you didn't tweet. You should have tweeted.
I know the answer.
People
I know
wanted
the
hear
answer
from you.
to. I know the answer to every poll. Like I know what Dale's the answer to that poll is going to be. Of course, people.
But
are
not
gonna
when
say,
Bradfo asked you, if the Red Sox are more likable than the Patriots. You know the answer of that one.
Well, Rob is followed by Red Sox fans. It's not difficult.
I was going to talk about Guerrero this morning, but then I saw the pulses. Nobody cares.
Let's move
Nobody
on.
cares.
Let's move on.
Time to move on to J.D. Martinez.
It's a horrible situation. But poll question is up on ESPN. What we got? Who had the worst day over the weekend?
Oh, God.
Did those guys
the worst
chime
day.
in on this
What
yesterday?
happened
They
that
must have,
weekend?
right?
What
That
happened
was
that
the Vegas shooting.
The Vegas shooting was that weekend, and that Monday,
Yeah.
Pete Shepard's poll is who had the worst
day?
weekend,
Yeah.
Urban Meyer or
Yeah, it was
Nick
like
Saban?
Ed Orgeron.
That's right. What do you got?
What do you got?
I saw them tweet out over a couple weeks ago. Was it last weekend? When were the Red Sox in? Oh, Tampa this past weekend.
Yeah, they took the bus.
They took with all the listeners. God,
Who did?
Jesus.
Pete Shepard's listeners. They filled a bus
Like
full of
a school bus?
yes of listeners and drove up to Tampa, and they tweeted live video from the bus. And Pete's got his baseball hat on and his big gut.
Sure.
and
Pete
he's like,
waddles all the way to the back and to take a dump in the friggin'
Everything was
toilet.
like 150 degrees on that bus. I mean, my God.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
He must have been ripe.
Well, Sheeman was in this morning again on ESPN National for Mike Golick Jr.
What does Tony Siragusa call him? Soupy. Is yours
Soupy, yeah.
He said Pete was soupy.
Pete was soupy. Pete is soupy. Yeah, they look like they had a big bus full of people, though.
We should do that.
Oh,
I think up to
absolutely.
Maine. I think down from I got it.
Sea
Down
Dogs
from
game?
Maine
That'd
to
be
the Red
fun.
Sox.
That would
to
be a lot of
Fenway.
fun, yeah.
Or
No,
Sea
how about
Dogs
up
game.
to a Sea Dogs game?
Yeah, with all our listeners. Oh,
Or
I love
up,
that.
Out to a Worcester, a Woo Sox game?
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun. I would definitely do that.
Take a poll. See if anyone wants to go to a game with us.
Well, we love the Sox. I mean, I'd love to go to a Red Sox game. We could sort of make a whole day of it.
Yeah, but
though.
I'm big into minor league. I bring my scorebook.
We're coming down the stretch in the minor league season. We got to get
We are.
We got to
Yes.
get moving on this.
September call-ups. That means the Orioles are going to face. They're going to be tough.
Yes.
They're going to call up their AAA guys.
Right.
Are they AAA guys worse than their major leaguers?
Triple guys are up now.
Ken probably knows their farm system. I don't.
I don't. Sorry, I'm looking for the full Pete. I can't find that full.
Oh, really?
Yep. The one from the
It's
bus?
there, yeah. No.
We could do a Lowell, Pawtucket,
a swing.
Portland like weekend.
Yes.
Right.
You know?
People
get a hotel.
would pay big money for
Maybe
that.
play some golf with them. Have some dinner. That'd be
Go
fun.
to Applebee's?
How about a cruise? You want to do that?
That's a good idea.
Like a baseball cruise.
Thanksgiving?
Oh, you could do a baseball cruise to the Ortiz charity event.
That's true.
Over the winter. There's a
That's
lot
good.
of opportunities.
I don't think I have that
here.
anymore now.
Oh, well. Previously.
I told you. I tell you. I have
We
to,
could go to Is that what you said?
Yes.
Go to Ortiz?
Yeah.
We can go with that guy,
He gets-
Mongo.
Yeah, he's got plenty of
We
cash.
go with Mongo.
I told you I have that deal signed on my lawn now.
I know. I thought when I came home from Maine I might have one. Thought he might have. Nope, not me.
I had a nice note from Jeff and a big deal for sending the sign on my
That's
lawn.
all it
It's
takes.
still
You're going
there.
to vote for him, aren't you?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to vote for anybody against her for sure.
Well, how about in the primary?
Yeah, I'll vote. Well, I like
You were thinking of voting
No,
for the real
I like
Indian.
the real
I
Indian.
like the
real
He's
Indian.
crazy.
my favorite,
I like
yeah.
him, but Jeff reached out. He's a fan, so
Yes.
we have similar.
Jeff's
we have-
good.
I mean,
I think
he's been on the show. He's a great radio person.
We have friends. We have similar friends. I have a friend that he has as well. So
Hi, this is John Dennis. I'm proudly calling for my friend Jeff Deal.
I got a text from Dino at 9:20 last night.
What's that?
Do you want to
He
get him
sent
on
me
the
a
show?
story of a Northeastern professor. Said, "Dunno if you've seen this, but effing whack job at Northeastern.
Effing.
Might be good on the show. Hope all's well."
Oh,
Dino.
he's breaking back in. He
Good,
senses it.
good. I think, you and I, Reamer, disagree, and Kirk to an extent on McCain. I think, what we're going to agree on today? Pope Frankie. Pope Frankie is a
puke.
Cardinal
Oh, no,
Sean
but the guy
O'Malley.
who tipped him off, though, is very anti-gay. He has ulterior motives. The
They're
guy
all
is-
anti-gay.
No, but this guy is
Reamer,
special.
everyone's anti-gay.
Not as much as
okay?
Pope Frankie.
Okay, it's weird. Just admit it. Okay.
Pope Frankie.
Well, it
You
is
always
very
say
weird.
he's the first gay pope or the first.
Well, I think that's a problem. I think it's
But this
like-
guy, this guy thinks there's like a a gay cabal
There
that's
is.
taking over the Catholic Church.
You haven't noticed?
No. Well, it's
No,
a
there's a
little
lot of-
it's a little more complicated.
There's a lot of
than
gay
that.
stuff going on in the Catholic Church.
They're not
Seems
necessarily
like one of
gay
your
if they're
friggin' weekends
molesting boys.
in Martha's Vineyard sometimes.
No,
You don't think
it's
any of
just
these, you think any of the adult guys play slap and tickle?
They do, but it's you. But just because you molest boys doesn't make
50
you
years
gay.
ago,
They're different things.
50 years ago,
But
you
Reamer-
would have been a priest, Alex. Father
I would have
Alex.
been a man of God.
That would, yes,
Reamer,
that would have been
I'm
you.
called that anyway.
It's,
the better.
it's not anti-gay. If the gay guy's molesting children, he's a child molester. He's evil.
I know, but he's not necessarily
He's not evil
gay.
because he's gay. He's
I know, but
evil
if you
because he's molesting
if you molest
children.
young boys, you're not necessarily gay.
Okay, do you think he's heterosexual? The guy who's
Maybe.
molesting boys
Just
is
very
heterosexual.
repressed. Very repressed.
Repressed
But
heterosexual.
he's molesting boys, though.
He's repressed homosexual.
But doesn't necessarily mean that you're gay. I'm telling you this.
What do you think it's more
And that's
likely
for
you
a
are,
fact.
though?
You're just repressed sexually, and you're just looking to take it out on anything and anybody.
Why don't they
Well, why
molest
do they
girls,
choose
then?
boys?
Well, they did molest girls.
Yeah, some
No.
do. I mean, I would say
like-
the availability is more male than female.
Right,
though.
and also, yeah, and something with the
But
young
if you molest
boys
girls,
looking
you
for
don't
father
join the
figures.
priesthood. You join the priesthood.
What's your
because
mom's take on this, Ken?
Ooh, she would not engage in
No,
this
she's not,
conversation.
she's not playing along.
The boss check-in wants to get further into this.
Might prefer this.
You know, today
Deeper-
he would probably
deeper-
today they would
Deep
probably
dive
prefer
into
that over
Paul
There's
Brady.
a lot.
Frankie?
I mean, I've made an industry here of ripping the Catholic Church. I got to be honest. Like, if you drop $1 to these people now, you are out of your frigging mind.
What's a defense fund?
It's what it is. You are out of your goddamn mind. The Catholic Church, they should just blow it up and start over. Honestly.
Well, I was saying a couple
you're
weeks
missing
ago.
the big picture. They've had scandals before. They get through these things.
Well, I was
Not-
saying a couple weeks
the
ago.
Catholic
there's not
Church-
the,
Not in America, they don't.
You
Other
think
countries
we
they do.
think in terms of day to day, week to week. Catholic Church thinks of centuries, even millennials.
They probably should start figuring
millenniums.
out because another pope is literally a pope is going to go down now over this.
The Pope is going to go down. There's no doubt in my mind. So is our guy,
Not the
Cardinal
first pope.
Sean
Not
O'Malley.
the first pope to go down either.
O'Malley's going down too. We should have done on the plane. Should have done hey,
I didn't want to look at him
goodbye.
though. He's such a vomit.
He is a creep.
Total
and I can't
creep.
believe he flies in his robe. You guys were saying,
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
he doesn't
he
even wear
flies-
pedestrian clothes.
No, he
Jerry's
flew
like,
in his
Jerry's like, you're doing a great job. He's like, what do you think of the
You really
socks?
said that, Jerry?
A plus,
Go
Sean.
Sox.
Absolutely not.
Hey, Father, what's going on?
I loathe the man. He's kind of a dink.
He's central casting dink like priest, like a-hole, like just so cold.
And is there anything lamer than saying, I never saw the letter. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, a letter? Where'd it go?
A letter. So you send a letter with this kind of substance. The gravity of this letter is incredible.
Well,
and he says, I never saw it.
Yeah, I guess it was misplaced.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I like that Pope Francis, though. He's going to try harder to take sexual abuse seriously.
Pope
He's going
Francis
to try
is
harder.
going down.
I swear to God, I honestly didn't hear it.
But they're gonna
Put him on a helicopter like they did with Alaska.
But they're gonna hire the next guy. The smoke will come out. It'll be another creep 75-year-old who's known about this for 40 years.
I want a younger priest. Can we get someone like under
what
the age of 70?
what real priest?
please?
Who's, if the next
Real
pope,
pope,
if
rather.
the next pope is a guy who's going to be of some power for the last 20 or 30 years, he'd been in the mix. How would he not have known?
You would have known about it.
Of course.
At least Cardinal Law doesn't get to vote for this one.
But
That's
you know what I
good.
mean? But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's impossible. You're right. You have to hire a 26-year-old.
Hire this guy, whatever, then Maria.
Yes.
Vianja.
Yes, right.
No, don't hire him. No, he thinks
Alex,
there's a gay
he's got a
cabal.
girl's
Do you think
middle
there's
name.
any pope who doesn't?
Pope Francis, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah,
big
I'm
liberal.
sure Pope Francis underneath is really, really pro homosexuality.
Yes, of course. We're all children. We're all
Yes.
children.
They're
of
like
God.
Mike Pence. They don't like the gay lifestyle.
Oh, Mike Pence is so repulsed by it.
He might be the new pope, maybe. I don't know.
He's going to be the new
get
president
that away
if
from
you guys take the House. And
Get those wieners away from me. That's what he always says. Keep that away from me. Oh, it's so gross. Oh, you just take your shirt off for a second. Oh, that's Oh, okay. Good.
Well, he has two
Excellent.
phones, and the one phone where he only uses to call his wife, and the other one's for business.
Yeah.
And
Just
the
does
man
like
is
Patrick's
business to
burner
take
phone?
care of. Yeah.
does like not Patrick Swayze, the guy in Ghost when he spills the water on him.
Oh, Tony Goldwyn takes his shirt off. Yeah.
Oh, I got to take my shirt off.
He does it all the time. All right, hour 2 coming up. 617-779-7937. We'll continue on this Brady conversation, I guess. Headlines with Chris Curtis.
We're
this
going to
hour.
get to this Ortiz book because,
It's good.
I was just reading it again, the highlight. I'm saying, is this going to take off? Is this thing going to explode?
Well, as I always ask.
And Alex really wants us to talk Red Sox, so we should.
He does. But I
I want to talk JD Martinez.
As I always ask about this, who's going to report it?
Report it? Michael Silverman.
I know, but other than him, who in the beat's going to report it?
That's a good question. Bradfo.
Pete Abe?
You think
Ortiz
the invitation to
Ortiz
Ortiz
has bought their silence with freaking coconut oil and golf clubs. he's managed to do it. This is going to happen, but this is not a good look for Ortiz. Not that the Red Sox care, but and yes, J.D. Martinez for a while was a member of the Nazi Party. Is that a big deal? I don't know.
That's not true.
It was in the past. It was 5 years
Is that
ago.
going to affect his
He's
Triple
younger.
Crown
He's
race?
changed
I don't
now.
know.
It might
Can you?
affect the
Has
votes
a Nazi
for,
ever won MVP before? I don't even know.
Probably like in the 20s.
Ty Cobb was
Yeah,
he a Nazi?
I'd say Ty
a Nazi?
Cobb, yeah.
It might affect votes for MVP. I know how petty these media people can be.
Oh, Mike Shailen, right?
They don't like.
Shales would.
Yeah,
go
he's
for
just a
him.
conservative,
They don't
right,
like
JD Martinez?
gun-toting right-wing zealots.
Right.
Well, that's the problem. That's why the Nazis were able to take over. The Jews didn't have guns.
They took the Jews'
issue
guns.
there.
You know that's true,
And
right?
And with the guns, the
Have you ever
Nazis
seen
would
it?
have been able to take over.
There's like pictures of the guns they took from the Jews.
Yep.
when you're in that Warsaw ghetto, you think they would have liked to have a little side piece?
I don't think
Yes.
it would have mattered all that much.
Well, they might have killed a Nazi or two.
Great.
Right. What happened in Glorious Bastards?
They're taking guns away from the white people in South Africa. You're probably all for that.
Jesus, God, we'll be right back.
Attention SSI recipients. If you did not file a tax return last year and have children under 17, you must act now to get the $500 economic impact payment per child. If you do not act by May 5th, you must wait until next year to get those payments. Go to irs.gov and enter your information in the non-filer tool by May 5th. That's irs.gov. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.